I asked you this, and you already know the answer. If that had been a different actor, would it have affected the story?
Nope.
Not at all.
A little bit.
And then we wouldn't have had to have that weird looking, like you said, Uncanny Valley looking ass robot.
As a matter of fact, if I may, the fact that it's a Ian Holm looking robot that looks like Ash, you already know it's up to no good.
Yeah.
But if it's a different actor completely, you could have been taken off guard. Like, oh, maybe he's going to help. Like Bishop. Bishop was a help. Like, you didn't trust Bishop. He's like, I don't know about these androids, but it's like, actually,
Bishop from Aliens.
Yeah, from Aliens.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, Bishop's actually cool. So this would have been an unknown entity. It's like, hey, maybe he's here to help. But But the minute you see him, you're like, oh,
he's up to no good.
Yeah.
A big birthday gift for me, my birthday's next month. A big birthday gift for me is if you came out to see the 1 year anniversary of me doing sit down comedy at the Broadway Comedy Club. Going to be back in the Red Room September 27th. Oz will join me later as we just sit down and just lollygag with the audience. And then we're going to have all of you up for open mic. And that show, again, is going to be 9 p.m. at the Broadway Comedy Club. That's a Friday. Get your tickets now by going over to BroadwayComedyClub.com. We did our review. And we had a lot of great things to say about the film until we talked about the last 15 minutes of the movie. And everyone in here was talking about how you couldn't help yourself. You were doing just fine, and now you had to kiss those fans' asses out there, do fan service. You had to, hey, come here, do the callback. Hey, remember this? Hey, come here. Come on over here. Hey, look, it's our buddy.
You don't have any catchphrases over there, do you? Because if you could bring those, that'd be great.
Yeah. So we're about to get into spoilers with this, y'all. I'm just going to do it quickly because a lot of people saying, all right, you know what? There y'all go again, complaining. Now what? What is this thing that was said? Who is this person that you're talking about that came in and supposedly ruined the movie for you? Well, so folks, glad to see that the movie's doing well. I'm not hating. And I actually not only enjoyed the movie, I loved the movie for the most part. Yeah, give me that mouth. Yeah, give me that pretty mouth right there. So I really love the movie. Now, we're going to go ahead and get to these spoilers right now and talk specifically about what it is that all of us didn't like. And not trying, again, to come in and complain about the movie. Like I said, we talked a lot about what we enjoyed about it, but we were cryptic about the things that we didn't like, which is why we're sitting up here talking about that. So when I wish a movie would just be confident, especially when it's doing well, to do its own thing. I'm a little more sensitive than the average person about this, but I'm tired of Easter eggs, callbacks, cameos. It kind of affected my opinion of Deadpool and Wolverine, probably more than the average person. But you know, there was a point to why they did it in Deadpool and Wolverine. Even if I didn't care for it a whole lot, I got it. This movie was doing completely 100% kinda. Well,
I'll say 100%.
I'm not 100%, but for the most part, was doing its own thing. And then when it did actually bring in something, I thought you worked out into the story. We'll get into that in a little bit. But the moment this movie turned for me is when, as Martin said, they did a catchphrase. And they stopped the movie for this.
Get away from her, you bitch!
That is Sigourney Weaver in Aliens. And that is the classic line, "Get away from her, you bitch," when she had the mech suit and was challenging the alien queen. That meant something for that scene right there. That's the line that they did in this movie. That makes sense. She was about to have a showdown with the queen. You bitch, get away from my adopted daughter right there. Man, the way they did it, and it's for anybody who's seen it, you know what we're talking about. They put this line in this movie, and the reason why it doesn't make sense, I can't wait to hear what y'all say, and the reason why it doesn't have the same impact is because, first of all, it was done already.
Yeah.
This movie, when you repeat that line for a movie that has actually even done it better, and stop the movie for it, it takes you out that particular movie. But it doesn't even make sense the way they do it. Andy, the synthetic human or robot or whatever.
The autistic robot.
Yeah, exactly. Is shooting another alien and saying, "Get away from her, you bitch." Now, in other words, doesn't really let the movie stop because he took him about 5 minutes, got the word bitch out, bitch. And here's why it doesn't make sense. First of all, we don't know what gender that alien is.
Right.
And it's just another drone. It's no big showdown.
Right.
You know, it's...
And what's in Andy's programming that makes him use epithets all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Where he wasn't doing it before.
I didn't even think about
Yeah.
that. I hate it. Be your own movie.
Well, the thing is, when it does stuff like that, which it just kept, once it started, it wouldn't stop with the callbacks and the going back to other things and the catchphrases. I go, well, you know what? To a new audience who's never seen those other movies, they don't know. But they put those in there not for that audience. They put those in there for us to respond to. And it's like, wow, that's what you think of me. That just like a Pavlovian dog, I hear this from something I remember from before and go like, oh. It's like, that's not how that works, man.
And sadly, for some people, it does. And
I know what the Ghostbusters does.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
That was still one of the most nightmarish experiences ever. That was scarier than this movie.
And that's why I blame the movie. The movie didn't have to do it. I don't care, because the movie it's not a Marvel movie. It ain't it's not a Ghostbusters movie. It's a dark science fiction action horror movie. You don't need to do that kind of fan service like you do in a comic book movie. Right. Do your own thing, especially if you're doing your own thing for most of the movie and it's working. This is why I hate this, and I'm going to blame some of the fans for this, because they're responding off of the response of the people that are out there like goddamn seal. You fans, you geeks out there who love this kind of shit, that you're ruining stories. You really are. That's why you can't get another original ass Ghostbusters, because these motherfuckers show up with their proton packs over their cosplaying and everything. They're the ones who eating the shit of fan service that's being shoved into their mouths, and now they're doing it for things that don't. I'll give it to Ghostbusters. It's terrible, but at least Ghostbusters is lighthearted. We don't need it for this movie.
No, we don't. It's so misplaced.
Goddamn aliens raping people's mouths and everything in here. We don't need that. We don't need fan service in here. And that comes to another thing. They did this in the middle of the movie, and I kind of let it go because I could see story and other properties, because you told me this, that there are other synthetic humans that look like Ash. Ash was in the movie. Now, Ash was in the movie, but his name was Rooker. Rook. I'm sorry, Rooker. He was just a duplicate, or I guess off the assembly line of synthetics that look like this. But they already established that these synthetics, they all kind of look different, unless you take Prometheus, because they had two Davids. So that's why I let this kind of go. I said, all right, they already established that you can't have duplicates here. But Martin, you made a good point about why we shouldn't use that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, one, it's just there to go like, hey, remember him from the first Alien movie? But they could have easily has picked a different actor, a different Rook, and not have to use that terrible Uncanny Valley CGI to replicate Ian Holm. It's distracting. The whole time he's there, one, you're getting over the fact that they're going back to the earlier synthetic, from before. But it's like, okay, they're working into the story, but God damn, this looks bad. Can this scene just end so I don't have to look at this?
Yeah, you didn't need it.
No.
I asked you this, and you already know the answer. If that had been a different actor, would it have affected the story?
Nope. Not
at all.
A little bit.
And then we wouldn't have had to have that weird looking, like you said, Uncanny Valley looking ass robot.
As a matter of fact, if I may, the fact that it's a Ian Holm looking robot that looks like Ash, you already know it's up to no good.
Yeah.
But if it's a different actor completely, you could have been taken off guard. Like, oh, maybe he's going to help. Like Bishop. Bishop was a help. Like, you didn't trust Bishop. He's like, I don't know about these androids, but it's like, actually,
Bishop from Aliens.
Yeah, from Aliens.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, Bishop's actually cool. So this would have been an unknown entity. It's like, hey, maybe he's here to help, but But the minute you see him, you're like, oh,
he's up to no good. Yeah. Again, because they had to play, tribute. Stop. You listen. You want to kiss the ass of these other movies, which you should, because they're great movies. Respect them by not copying them.
Yes.
Do your own shit.
And some of them are not great, and you still felt the need to kiss their asses.
And force them in there.
Pulling stuff from the bad movies. I didn't get that at all.
Boy, and that brings us to this damn anorexic model looking shit right here. This the what they call the Offspring.
Uh-huh.
The Offspring is just the old anorexic skinny ass engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Member of the Space Jam Monster Squad.
It kept reminding me of Attack on Titan.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a throwback to our homage to Prometheus, and one of my like this again personal for me because it's a reference to one of my least favorites in the franchise, Alien Resurrection, where they had the newborn right there. Yeah, and it just looked terrible.
Look at the pussy on that. God damn.
I know.
Well, I can just get all up in there. It just seemed like as if Ridley Scott said, I'll totally produce this movie and make sure it looks good, but you have to carry forth my ideas that I started in Prometheus.
Yeah. I would tell you, I like this better than the newborn. I like the Offspring better, but I don't know, man. It's just that last. I'll give you this. People are split.
Yeah.
And I don't have anything against people that like that. At least they tried again to tell a story with it, and it was introducing like one kind of weird concept. But I just wasn't with it, man. It's too much of a throwback to that for me. And it's obvious it's a throwback to that.
Well, plus it comes at a time when it felt like the movie was wrapping up. Yeah. Like we're about to go home, and now you bring this in, and it's like, and this is Did you guys like run this through a focus group before? Because this is. Everybody's not going to be on board with this.
And what leads to that, like the thing that causes that to happen, it's like, why did that person do that? Like that girl who injects herself with that black liquid. Yeah. It's like, after everything you've seen all these different rape monsters. You're like, let me inject them in my body. I'm pregnant. Who gives a
man? The movie stopped to have her for no reason. She just looked at it like, what's this? They just needed a quick excuse to create that.
Yep.
And I'll be honest, when I saw that with that syringe, I was like, all right, someone needs to inject that so I can see what the happens. And then when they did that, I was like, all right, never mind. Like,
somebody said she did it because she thought the baby might die. She didn't even know what this was.
Yeah.
How did she know it was going to affect how it was going to affect the baby, much less her?
Did she see the rat? Was she in the room when they saw that?
But why would you, if you saw the rat, why would you do it anyway?
I think about how many pregnant women wouldn't take the COVID vaccine.
Yeah. Man, somebody, Furious Kirk, I get it. She said, I know, but she touched your stomach before. You're taking a vial of black goo. You don't know what the this is because you just got aboard this abandoned space station where everybody's dead, by the way, and you decide to take this mysterious substance and just inject it in you. I don't see the logic in it myself, but that's just me. Hey everyone, excuse me for interrupting the conversation, but we do have to give a word out to our sponsor right now, which is BetterHelp. And let's talk about this. Summer's about to wrap up, which means that a lot of you in our very young audience, you're going to be starting college for the first time. Some of you are going back to college. It's kind of stressful. Some of you have kids of your own and you're getting them ready for school while you're trying to balance your work. And you know what? You need to make time for yourself. Yes, I'm talking about you. You need to make yourself a priority. That might even include getting therapy. And there's no better place to start getting therapy than with online therapy. And that should be started with BetterHelp. Why? Because BetterHelp is entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited for your very busy schedule. And you can do it in the style that you want. Want a face-to-face? Do a video call. Don't want to do that? That's fine. You can do a phone call. And it's very easy to get on. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and you'll get matched with a licensed therapist. And if that therapist doesn't work out, no problem. BetterHelp will go in and they'll switch that therapist with no awkwardness, no questions asked, and no additional charge. And you know what? Here's something that's going to really make you feel better and put your mind at ease. And that is, you know me. You know what I got for you. A discount. Yes, people, if you go over to betterhelp.com/doubletoasted, you will get 10% off your first month. Look at you. You're feeling better already. You're feeling more at ease. And I want to thank BetterHelp for sponsoring this portion of the show. And I want to thank all of you out there. Oh, you make me feel at ease with all your lovely support. I want to thank you out there for that. And now back to the show. I don't know what I didn't get that. But yeah, but I thought a lot of the movie was cool. You know, I really loved the relationship with Andy and what was his adopted sister's name?
No, I don't.
Wow.
Rain.
Oh, that's right.
Rain. Yeah, I liked that. I really love the look of the film. Would I like to see another one? Yes. So you can do it without all this other bullshit that we're talking about.
That's not gonna happen.
I think they can.
You're always gonna get the bullshit.
They almost had this stand on its own. They were so close.
I think they can. I think they can do it.
They can. They just won't do it.
I think they will one day. I might not be here to see it. No,
you got to make that on your own.
Yeah. I don't even give up hope. I don't know. I never say never.
You think they're gonna keep doing these elemental xenomorphs? They got an electricity xenomorph, maybe a fire one, maybe something else.
I always thought that they should do something like that, but do it in a way again when a movie that holds on that maintains itself, holds on to its own ideas, not referencing everything else, and exploring those like James Cameron did. They did a whole line of toys I thought were cool that I thought, hey, look, you don't have to do them just like this, but it'd be kind of cool to explore this, how the different species breed different aliens.
Mm-hmm.
So they had like toys of like different types of xenomorph?
Oh yeah, I had a bunch of them.
Are there any ads on YouTube for that?
Yeah, and there was like a rhino xenomorph and a jaguar xenomorph.
Yeah.
Wow. I want to see what those look like.
Alien toys. Yeah, a tarantula xenomorph.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Gremlins kind of did that, but
yeah, I thought this was a cool idea, and they had this stuff out before.
Well, they kept saying they were going to put that in a movie somewhere, and
no, they didn't. And they had the idea. They had the idea for something like that, and then they did the space prison, and I was like, okay, yeah. So they had a gorilla alien.
Oh man, that's what they need to do next. These engineers, show me some animals.
Man, this would have been cool for them to do something like that. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. They just totally dropped the ball. It's funny how the ideas are laying right in front of them, and these coked up executives, they don't want to do that shit.
Was that rat xenomorph based on a toy?
No.
Rat that mutates?
No, but I would take it. I want a movie about that rat.
oh yeah, that whole thing. We smash his rats into bits, but you inject it forms back together just fine.
And pops and locks while it pulls back together.
I was like, that. This is fake. You did that just to sell these fake drugs.
Oh.
And that was, again, characters in these movies being unnecessarily stupid. It's like, hold on, the tape's not done. Finish watching it.
And they had like a queen face hugger toy. The face hugger looks different from other face huggers.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
wow.
I had that one too.
This is a jaguar or panther.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bull.
This shit has been sitting on a shelf for 30 years, and they can't just copy the toys.
Yeah.
There in front of them.
You got to bring them to Earth to have them.
That's what the new show's going to do, right? I think I saw a promo.
It's a prequel, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to be on Earth, though.
You can bring them to Earth, or you can have a space station lab.
Yeah, that's
with
true.
these things.
Yeah, if you were you're colonizing some other planet and you bring in animals with you.
Yeah. Now that's, hey, no, but that's original, right?
An elephant with a face hugger on it.
Oh, thank you, Isaac Stevenson, aka that chicken wing. He has a commercial.
Awesome.
They're unstoppable, but we're gonna stop them anyway. Send in the Marines.
I'm just upset we never got that Aliens cartoon, man. Yeah, so there y'all go, man.
I hope that TV show will do some of that stuff. That's so neat. Animals. It's so simple.
Yeah, man. Who knows, man. Anyway, y'all.
But what about a baby that comes out of an egg?
Shit, even worse, like, it was really coked up people. I've heard this. They say, yeah, hey, now listen, just open your mind here, right?
Hear me out.
Hear me out. A wooden planet full of prisoners. What you talking about? And they almost did that.
A wooden planet?
A wooden planet.
It's like Pinocchio.
Full of prisoners. They want to do it for 3. Some cokehead said do a planet made out of wood.
Oh, Jesus.
Here's a picture of C.G. Ian Holmes right here. Look at this shit. Look at this.
Ugh.
Damn.
Yeah. Look at this.
Disney's Hall of Presidents.
Yeah. Yeah.
Richard Nixon's got cum on his face. I am not a bukkake.
Well, you made it to the end of the video. That must mean you really like what we do. So if you do, check out these other videos just like this one. Check out our other YouTube channels and subscribe to join our wonderful Toasty community. And as always, stay toasty.